the 15th verse down. Your morals are off. The civil laws, how we govern each other amongst ourselves is off. You see? You're not following the holy convocations, not keeping up with them, and you blame somebody else because you ain't took the time to look to find out when they are. You gonna put the blame on someone else? When I tell you, you can go to shieldwisdom.com, breaking news, at the bottom of the first page, and then all the holy convocations are right there. All the new moons are right there. There's no excuse. Oh, you didn't tell me so. Now you gonna stand before my shake-up shot and say, he didn't tell me so, that's why I didn't do it. The blame game. No, that's why I went into excuses. You wouldn't be by yourself. Everybody would come with excuses. That's why I look at what they have done, and most I didn't like that, so why I could do the same thing that our ancestors. This is written for us. That we don't do the same, make the same mistakes that they made. That's why I said, well, you hear what it said? Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners, all those that break the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, of my people who are the 12 tribes of Israel, shall die by the sword. Which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Ain't nothing gonna happen to us. But oh, you don't know. A lot of you must don't really believe. You must don't really believe what I'm going to read to you right now. Isaiah 45 and 7. Isaiah 45 and 7. Do you really believe this? He said, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, do all these things. So, you hear what they're saying. If you're in the spirit to understand what I just read, and we go back to Amos 9 and 10, and in the spirit you hear what they're saying. All the sinners, those that break the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, of my people who are the 12 tribes of Israel, shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. What they saying? The Most High shall not overtake nor prevent us. Because who create evil? The Most High. So all the sinners of the Most High people who are the 12 tribes of Israel shall die by the sword. They're going to die by the sword. Modern day sword is guns, ordinances of the military and so forth, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. So what they said, the Most High not going to prevent or overtake us because they don't believe in him. Not the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that we reading about here. Oh yeah, but they still say we're not under the law, so they do whatever they want to do. They do whatever they want to do. But oh, the Most High got a judgment. That's why he said all of them going to die by the sword. That say the Most High ain't going to prevent or overtake us. Are you serious? That's what they're saying. Going back to Deuteronomy 28. 21. The Most High shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Most High shall smite thee with the consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew. And they shall pursue thee until thou perish. See? All these things are happening and gonna happen within these curses within our lives, brothers and sisters. That's why it's important to stay on Deuteronomy 28, 1 and 2, the blessings. Following the Most High's rules and regulations, his laws, statutes, commandments. So these things don't overtake us. Verse 23. In thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. I mean, you have a hard life. And the Most High shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust, that from heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. Yeah. No rain. Powder and dust means it's going to be fire. Burn it up. That's what he's telling us. Verse 25, the Most High shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. I mean, he's going to kill us. Allow our enemies to kill us. Because the Most High don't want to kill. He's going to kill us and allow our enemies to kill us. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. You remember he told us, hey, we're going to go out before our enemies and they're going to flee 7 ways before us if we follow this law, statutes, commandments. See? But here we don't. Instead of our enemies fleeing 7 ways, we're going to flee 7 ways. Verse 25, the Most High shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. See? Scattered among all these nations. And thy carcass, that's our dead bodies, shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Ain't nobody gonna scare these animals away from us. The animals eating us up. We did that when we fell in 70 AD. Mashiach told us in Luke 21 and 20, when you see the city compassed with armies, flee into the mountains, flee into Africa. And if you outside the city, don't come back to get nothing. You on top of the rooftop, come down and get up out of there. These be the days of vengeance. You know, where all the things that were written in Psalms the 79th chapter would be fulfilled. And that's what happened to us. Birds and the beasts ate up our bodies. Nobody buried us. Just happened. Happened to us in the Colosseums. Had us out there fighting animals and so forth. 27. The Most High will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the hemorrhoids, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. Hemorrhoids and all kind of boils and stuff on our bodies, where we're not going to be healed. The Most High shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonish of heart. You say you're going to smite us with what? Kill us with madness. Dying being a madman. Out of your mind. And blindness. Can't see. Like it is today. You're not just talking about, not being able to see anything. You're talking about blindness when you can't even see what you're supposed to be seeing and coming back to the Most High. The Mashiach Yahushua. Don't even understand the truth. His laws, statutes, commandments. Being praying polluted to think that you ain't got to follow his laws, statutes, commandments. Therefore, you say that you ain't got to follow him. That's why I say you part of that sinners, because you ain't following him, because you don't know his laws, so therefore you a sinner. And he said he's going to put you to death. Those that say the evil shall not overtake us, prevent us or overtake us. The Most High not going to prevent us or overtake us. Are you serious? Better think again, people. We talking about the Most High, who's king of terrors. And he's loving to those that's going to do what he say do. Verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday. You're going to be sad at noonday. As the blind gropeth in darkness. Blind not being able to see. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. Robbed and oppressed. Can't get ahead. Nowhere you look at it, you can't get ahead because you're not following the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. It's the curses for not following his laws, statutes, commandments. Remember you read verse 15? But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statute which I commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So we will be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So all you that think your camp leader or whoever you dealing with, your church, your preacher or whoever, gonna save you for whatever they saying, you say no man gonna save you. Because Mashiach Yahushua is our Savior through the power of the Most High. He coming to judge and make war when you read Revelation 19:11. Verse 30, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Yeah, like in slavery. You know, he allow you to get married, and he come in there and move you out the way and take your woman. He laid with her. Create these little mulatto babies or whatever kind of babies they were, you want to say. They were these babies. They were called tares. That's what they were called. Tares, and that's what you need to know. And it's talked about that in Matthew 13. Matthew the 13th chapter. And look at verse Matthew 13 and let's see, it's 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. He sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. Just like we just said, you're going to betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. So we had a wife, and the so-called white man, the enemy, as we were sold to in Deuteronomy 28:68, came in and laid his seed among the good seed, which was who? The woman of the 12 tribes of Israel. Came and laid his seed, went on his way. Left her going back to her husband after he done laid with her. Look. Verse 39. Well, I'll read verse 28. Say, the field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom. Like I said, the 12 tribes of Israel. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. Okay? So the tares, these are the babies that came out from our enemy, laying with our women, the children of the wicked one. You know, Job 9:24 says, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges there. If not, where and who is he? So these tares are the children of the wicked one, where your daddy's a white man, a so-called white man, or an Edomite, and your mama's a so-called Israelite, or an Israelite. You see? It would be so-called probably African-American or Puerto Rican or Cuban. Those are so-called names. Mexican and so forth, or the 12 tribes of Israel. Indigenous, I might say. Including Judah, so-called African-American, all of them. So, they laid with our women. That's what it says. Listen. Verse 38. The field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, which are the 12 tribes of Israel, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. See, these tares are the children that came out of our Israelite women from the so-called white man. Listen. The enemy that sold them is the devil. See? So when y'all say Mashiach Yahushua is, don't call them the devil, here he is, he telling you. The enemy that sold them, that laid with them, is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity. All things that offend and them that do iniquity, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. So that's what it's talking about. So that's the results. Look, going back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house. That's what we just read about. That happened. It's happening now when you're looking at all the adultery that's going on. Women supposed to be with one man, and that's, you know, they going out there being with whoever thought it, wouldn't think it no more. This man, that man, our women didn't do that. They didn't do that. That's against the law. But here it is. You know, sometimes they didn't have a choice. In slavery, you didn't have a choice. You understand this. As he's saying this, don't get it twisted, because I just went to the last captivity. But it was happening in the Egyptian captivity, where they was laying with our women. They had no choice. They greased them up. They show them. They got pictures of it in books. You think the only artist was Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo? Think again. Oh yeah, they got pictures in books showing you. Butt naked, getting ready to be dealt with. Egyptians, the Assyrians, Babylonians, Persia, the Mede Empire. Shoot, Esther was chosen by the king. The Greeks, when the white folks came into power, Edomites, the Romans, still the same people, just a change of the name. Come on. Till they come over here in 1492, doing the job. What you think? You ain't looked at Roots? You ain't looked at Mandingo? I think that's the name of it. You look at some of these movies like Goodbye Uncle Tom, the worst slave movie ever. You ain't know it? Better recognize. Till now, they promoting it. They promoting it big time. Like I told you about that song. I couldn't believe it. It was like, wow, okay. Well, I guess I could believe it, because this is what the world we in wickedness. Exodus 20:14. Thou shalt not commit adultery. That's what that is. So when they say, oh, well, there's some good people. Nah, this is what they did. This is what they doing. This is what promoting, all the way from captivity to captivity to captivity. Deuteronomy 28:30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Look at all the houses we built on the plantation and so forth. We built all the palaces of Europe, everywhere. Japan, China, everywhere. We the builders. We the master builders. But we ain't living them. Where we at now? We living in these places? I don't think so. No, we're not. We're not living in these places. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof. We're going to plant the vineyard, but we ain't going to be able to go out there and eat the grapes like we did when we followed the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Say, thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes. We own them, but they're going to be slain before our eyes. And thou shalt not eat thereof. We're not going to enjoy our own ox. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face. It shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. That's what he promised, and he's not a man who shall lie. This happened to us over and over and over again. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the days long, all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand, just like Kizzy. She wrote that note for that boy to have that pass to go, because she knew how to read and write. What they do? Sold her. You see Kuta running and running and running and running as they took her away and just fell down. Because he only had one day to chop his foot off. running away so many times. Just an example on roots. But the Most High said it's going to happen, it happened. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Man. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. That's what I said, peculiar oppression make a wise man mad. We're going to be mad for all that we see, man. That's why you'll see no picture of no Indians smiling. We the Indians. We the indigenous people of the land. Negroid, because we all come from the waters of Judah. If you don't come from the waters of Judah, you ain't no Israelite. That's what it says. And prove that so you know. They came to the shores of this land of America, Central America, South America. They found so-called black people here. Straight up. Different shades of brown. Isaiah 48:1. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, O family of Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel, which are called by the name of Israel, and are come forth out of the waters of Judah. Hear that? Are come forth out of the waters of Judah. You can't make it say anything else. That's what he's telling us. Which swear by the name of the Most High and make mention of the Most High power of Israel, but not in truth, not according to the laws of the Most High, nor in righteousness. Because the only way you're going to be righteous is to keep his laws, statutes, commandments. He told us in Psalms 119, 142, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Going back to Deuteronomy 28. Verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. You're going to be mad, have an attitude for all the things we've seen and still seeing. The Most High shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot, I repeat, cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. Yeah, a whole lot of knee operations. And legs having problems. Sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. And the Most High shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, other idols, wood and stone. That's what this happened to us. It said Psalms 96:5 said all the gods of the nations are idols. And see what happened to us. Psalms 106:35. Psalms 106:35. It says it will mingle among the heathen and learn their works. See? We're mingled among the heathen and learn their works. The Most High told us in Jeremiah 10:2, learn not to wear the heathen. But we mingled among the heathen and learn their works. These other nations it's talking about. And they served their idols, which was a snare to them. See? To this day. Going back to Deuteronomy 28. The Most High shall bring thee, verse 36, and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. This wood, like Christianity, and stone, like Buddha and Allah, the black stone, cobblestone, and so forth. Islam and so forth. Buddhism, Christianity. They put that wooden cross on them churches. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Most High thy power shall lead thee. Here, astonishment, man. Proverb, all these different names they call us. And a byword among all nations, man. Here we are, the chosen of the Most High, supposed to be above all nations, being called all these different names. That's why they're gonna be saying. When we reach in the kingdom, that's what they're gonna be saying concerning us. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Those that's gonna make it to the kingdom. That's what they're gonna say. Wisdom of Solomon 5:3. And they repenting, these other nations, and groaning for anguish of spirit, because they not going to the kingdom, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. See? So you say we're going to be a proverb? Yeah. A proverb of reproach, disgrace. Everybody look upon us as a disgraceful people. What they gonna say? Like they have us now. A proverb of reproach. We fools account of his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints? See, going back here, Deuteronomy 28. And thou shalt become astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Most High thy power shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. No matter how you, however you want to plant your crops and so forth, it's going to carry little in. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. Everything we plant, so you got the worms eat it up. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit. See? We have olive trees, but we're not going to be able to enjoy the oil from the olive trees to anoint ourselves. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. So as we have sons and daughters, they would go into captivity. Nurse, so they can get up and go out there and work in the field. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee, very high. Look, no matter where we go and wherever I've been, you see these strangers. You know, they're above us. They come into our neighborhood and milk us, rob us, spoil us, get all the monies and go back to their neighborhoods. Where our stores at? Remember our stores and baskets? Baskets and stores? We don't have that. These strangers coming into our hood and setting up shop. 99-cent stores and different food chains and so forth. We don't own them. It says, and thou shalt come down very low. That's why we got to go. You buy, you go. You buy, you go. Give me your money and get out of here. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. That's why he got the stores. He got everything. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Opposite of what he said. If we follow his law, statutes, and commandments, we're going to be the head, and they're going to be the tail. That's in the kingdom to come. But now, they're the head, and we're the tail. You got to go in there and buy from them. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. See? Over and over again. Most High speak once, yea, twice, man perceive it not. Tell us again. These curses came upon us because we didn't want to follow his laws, statutes, commandments. So anybody say we ain't under the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, you're going to remain in these curses. One way or the other. Remember, the Most High is long-suffering. A day to the Most High is 1,000 years. So he can get you in this time. In this time. That's why you got to come back to him. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder. And upon thy seed forever. Your seed upon our children forever. It's a sign upon us. Because thou servest not the Most High thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. See? That's what the Most High told us in 1 John 5:3. But this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. The commandments are not grievous. So if it's not grievous, you ain't supposed to be sad in doing what's right. You're supposed to be joyful in doing what's right, so that the Most High could bless you with these blessings that he said he's going to bless us with. Said, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, verse 48, which the Most High shall send against thee in hunger. You want something to eat? You got to get it from your enemy. And in thirst, all the way down to some water, some H2O, some water. You got to get it from your enemy. And in nakedness, you want clothes. No matter how you look at it, you still got to get it from your enemies. And in want of all things, everything you got to get from who? Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. From our enemies. As it is written. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. See? Here we are now, destroyed for what? A lack of knowledge. Don't know who we are. I got 65 different identities, no, 66 different identities of who we are as a people. That's destroyed. For the Most High shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, from July 4th, 1776. I mean, that's the end of the earth. You count that from this time and subtract that from that time, you'll see. A nation from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies. So that's a sign of the symbol that this nation would go by. That's the eagle, the bald eagle. What's the sign of America? The bald eagle. Going all the way back to the Greeks, the bald eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Because they spoke this English. We spoke Hebrew. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. See, they don't care about the old people. They don't care about the young people. That's why you see what's going on. A fierce countenance. Come on. Just pow, pow, pow. Hands up. Pow, 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 pow. Fierce countenance. Have no regard of life. 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. See? We have nothing. Even though we had something, he took everything. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusted, throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, throughout all thy land, which the Most High thy power have given thee. See? And that happened many a times. Because we ain't follow these laws, statutes, commandments. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Most High thy power have given thee, in the siege and in the straitness, wherein thine enemies shall distress thee. And to reach over and eat your son and daughter, man, to survive. Whew. And people, you tripping, shoot, y'all eating, y'all go to McDonald's and all these fast food places, you eating people all the time. Shoot, Rabbi Finkelstein said it. They showed you that on Triple Nine, the movie Triple Nine. They showed you that on the setup with 50 Cent. Dude blew his head off. 50 took him right to a Jewish butcher. He said, "You got some meat for me?" "Yeah." Chopped that dude's legs and arms off, put it in this little container, put it up on a crane, dumped it in this machine. Came out looking like hamburger. 50 said, "Oh man, I ain't gonna be eating no more hamburger." But here it is. 2016. They showed you on that movie, Triple Nine. Killed them people, took them right to the Jewish. You looked at the truck, Jewish slaughterhouse. They had their trucks, brought them bodies right in there. They brought the bodies right out there in the movie. Verse 53, "And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters." That happened. Think about it. They said he said they take they steal 300,000 children a year. 300,000. They drain the blood, sell the bodies to McDonald's. Yep. Look up John 8:44 on YouTube. That's where he was saying that information from. Verse 54, Deuteronomy 28:54. "So that the man that is tender among you, a brother to have love for his brother," he talking about no man that's sweet or none of that nature. "So the man that is tender among you, meaning have a love for your brother like you should love thy neighbor as thyself, and very delicate, caring for your brothers, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother." See, this is happening now. Black on black crime, Israelite on Israelite crime, killing, murder, and toward the wife of his bosom, having a problem with the wife, evil toward her, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. Look how many single mothers they have today. Because the man done left the children. And so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. "The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness." You hear this? Our women wouldn't even walk barefooted because it would hurt their feet. You hear what it said? "The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness." It would hurt her feet if she walked on the ground barefooted. "And tenderness," feet were so tender and delicate, "her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom." Women divorcing men. Evil toward her man. "And toward her son, and toward her daughter." Hating her family. That's what he's saying. Wicked Israelite one will be hating her family. "And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet." That's some babies. and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates to live. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Most High thy power, then the Most High will make thy plagues wonderful, and thy plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. See, all these diseases of Egypt will cleave unto us. Why? Because we refuse to follow his laws, statutes, commandments. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Most High bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Man. All the plagues outside of Egypt, he's going to put upon us till we be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou would have not obeyed the voice of the Most High thy power. So he's going to leave us few in number because we ain't want to obey him. And it shall come to pass that as the Most High rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Most High will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, bring us to nothing. So he thought to do us good, only because we follow the law, statutes, commandments, but he's going to destroy us. And to bring you to naught, bring us to nothing, being nothing. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. He plucked us off our land and gave us into the hand of our enemies. And the Most High shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there we go among these nations, as we read in Psalms 106 and 35 and 36. And there thou shalt serve other gods, other idols, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. See? We'll serve wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Most High shall give thee there a trembling heart, a trembling mind, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Catching a lot of hell, y'all. Tribulation and sorrow. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. No assurance of our life. Not knowing we're going to make it or not, from one day to the other. And it's like that now. You can feel that in the air. In the morning, thou shalt say, would the Most High it were even. Morning comes, we wish it was the evening. And at evening thou shalt say, would the Most High it were morning. For the fear of thine heart, your mind, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see, the things you're going to see in morning and night. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again another time. Because Egypt means captivity, slavery, and bondage. When you read Exodus, the 20th chapter, the second verse. So it said again with ships. So he's going to bring us into captivity, slavery again with ships. And that happened to us. When they came here in 1492 and took us off our land and sold us back to different parts of Central America and South America and Canada and North America and all the way over to Egypt. Over to Europe. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Captivity, slavery, and bondage will go on ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. Not to our friends, but we're going to be sold unto our enemies on these auction blocks for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women. And no man shall buy you. Buy is an old Quaker word which means to save or redeem from a worse condition to a better condition. Remember he told us in verse 29 that no man shall save thee. Okay? So here we are in our condition now, waiting on the Mashiach Yahushua through the power of the Most High to come to save us, to deliver us in this present wicked, evil world. Deuteronomy 29:1. These are the words of the covenant, and also you can go to Leviticus 26 chapter that coincides with Deuteronomy 28. Say, these are the words of the covenant which the Most High commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. And Moses called unto all Israel, and said unto them, Ye have seen all that the Most High did before your eyes in the land of Egypt, unto Pharaoh, and unto all his servants, and unto all his land, all the plagues he put upon them, and how the Most High drowned Pharaoh and his servants in the Red Sea. The great temptations which thine eyes have seen, the signs and those great miracles, yet the Most High have not given you an heart or mind to perceive, and eyes to see, and ears to hear unto this day. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxing old upon you. Can you imagine that? 40 years and the clothes never got old. And thy shoe is not waxing old upon thy foot. The shoes never wore out. Miracles. Ye have not eaten bread, neither have ye drunk wine or strong drink, that ye might know that I am the Most High your power. See? And when ye came unto this place, Sihon the king of Heshbon and Og the king of Bashan came out against us unto battle, and we smote them. And we took their land, and gave it for an inheritance unto the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half tribe of Manasseh. Keep therefore the words of this covenant, and do them, that ye may prosper in all that ye do. That's why Joshua 1:8 says, say, we follow the commandments, we're going to be blessed. Joshua 1:8. Joshua is the one that led us into the land of Canaan, the promised land. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. If you do this, it says, for then, there's a condition, thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. See? It's beautiful. So go to Isaiah 60, the 60th chapter. We were there earlier. We'll go back to Isaiah 60, and we're going to do verse 1. Starting at verse 1. 22. The whole chapter. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Most High is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. Darkness means ignorance, shall cover the earth. And gross darkness, gross ignorance to people. So the people are gross ignorance, you know, because their brains been polluted. But the Most High shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. So how did this happen? In Isaiah 47:5, the Most High said, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. That's how the gross darkness came upon the people. That's why he told the Edomites to get thee into darkness. That's the Babylonians. When you read verse 1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Talking about the Edomites when you read Psalms 137, 7-9. So it says, verse 6, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient, thou was very heavily laid thy yoke. So that's how he polluted us. That's how we went into darkness. The people went into gross ignorance through them. It says, because every other nation, we knew who we were. This nation, we don't know who we are as a people. That's why our job is to go out and gather the children of Israel back to the Most High and let them know who we are, and We got to come back to his laws, statutes, and commandments. Isaiah 60:3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. See? And these Gentiles, meaning the other nations that are the 12 tribes of Israel, that are scattered among all nations, they're going to come to the brightness of the light, which is the laws of the Most High. These other nations ain't following no laws of the Most High. Talking about the Israelites that are scattered, the foreigners, the strangers that are Israel, the uncircumcised and so forth. The Gentiles. Gentiles just mean nation. So we are 12 nations that make up one nation. Jacob became a nation, a company of nations, and a nation and a company of nations, which is 12 different nations that represent one nation, the 12 tribes of Israel, the Israelites. Verse 4. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see all they that gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy sons and thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart, which is our mind, shall fear, and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea, which is the nations, shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So the forces of the Gentiles going to come unto us. And these other nations going to see, like we said, they're going to be cleaving to us. You know, they're going to be cleaving to our skirts and so forth. They're going to know that we are the people of the Most High. The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries and the Median and the Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of the Most High. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. These nations are going to be bringing, remember, the forces of the Gentiles are going to be open to us, into our gates, day and night. They're never going to be shut. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as the doves to their windows? Surely the owls shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Most High thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. Talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. Our sons and our daughters going to come out of the islands and so forth with silver and with gold. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. That's what these other nations are going to do. They're going to build up our walls. Just like we build up their walls, they're going to build up our walls. And their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. And tells you in Isaiah 14:1, how the Most High going to have mercy on Jacob, and yet choose Israel. Say, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night. Why? That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.